Welcome, Pivoteers. Joseph Lerner, BERGflow Guide, here today to talk to you about the collaborative environment. The Pivot Ready team leader builds a strong team through trust, voice, space, flexibility, and buy-in. So let's get started with trust. Number one, if I tell you just to lean backwards and fall and I'm going to catch you, that is in your mind the ultimate trust. You have no idea what's going on behind you, and there you are in free fall hoping that some hands will catch you. A pivot ready team should be built on the same sense of trust. Not that you're going blindly forward, but that you know that your team has your back and that you're working together. So when you think about the words trust, the model we're using today is based on this concept of Patrick Lencioni's 5 dysfunctions of a team. We've taken that and reframed it to be the 5 most positive, crucial things for a team. So with trust, this psychological safety, we talked about falling back and being caught. There's also this idea that when you're driving down the road and you come to an intersection and your light's green and the light to the side is red, you see a car coming, you're going to depend and trust that that car will slow down and not crash into you. Similarly, in a team, we want you to feel vulnerable enough to work together, to achieve a goal, and to take the risk you need to take to make that happen for the team. You're spending the most time with these people in your life. This is a lot of time you spend together. So being your authentic self, having trust, and being able to take those risks is an important aspect of it. Now, trust is not expressed without voice. So if every member of the team doesn't find a way to share their voice, to contribute to the greater good, then the downside or the dysfunctions would be they will exit the team. They won't feel part of a group. They will want to go somewhere else. We don't want that. We don't want them to withdraw or feel neglected. We want them to feel inclusive. So we talk about, from our AccuMax, understanding behavioral wiring. The fact that each of us is viewing the world through their own lens, their own filter of behavior. And that in this, as the leader, you need to reflect on who you're dealing with. Take the time to speak with them one-on-one. Here's our communication style. Here's how we need to relate to one another. And then notice those people who are more team-oriented, that like to avoid conflict, oftentimes don't just raise their hand or speak. So use the one-on-one time to really gain trust, allow them to build their voice, and to contribute. The next term here is space. So space is about giving room, right? So we just described a person who, to have a voice, may prefer the one-on-one to the group environment until they've built enough trust. That same individual will oftentimes need some space to process what's going on, to think through what is the next course of action for myself and how will the team overall be impacted. This allows for innovation to take place, this allows for trust to be built, and also for the confidence of that voice to come forward in that space. This is essentially room to grow. So now we're talking about flexibility. So we've got trust, voice, space, and the last big term here is flexibility. So flexibility in goal setting, flexibility in taking risks, failing faster, learning from that opportunity, and then given the space to process, thinking through how to voice what's happening, and then trusting that the team will provide positive feedback in a way to help propel everybody forward. This is what a collaborative environment is. So in achieving those goals, we have certain benchmarks. Now sometimes you'll just be on this trajectory, the long, slow climb, but most of the time it's like steps, right? So if you're in these steps, each time there's a step, there's an opportunity to fail forward. And so we want to have the flexibility to understand that our team will make mistakes, that we will give them the space to think about what happened, the voice to share in it, and the trust that together we're working towards this common goal. And that's what gives us that assent. That's what gives us the collaborative environment, and that's what gives us the buy-in, which is our last term here. So buy-in is when everybody is working together, right? I've always liked to do this because I just think it looks cool, but at the same time, everything is working together to create a fluid motion. Now, when we talk about stretching, about reaching, we're talking about allowing an environment where you can trust those around you. They give you voice. They allow you the space to grow and innovate. They allow you the flexibility to try new things and be who you can be, the best version of who you can be. and together have the buy-in towards why we're doing what we're doing. So I hope that this helped you understand the collaborative environment, the goals of us in helping you be better pivoteers and building your pivot ready team. Joe Lerner, BERGflow Guide, looking forward to speaking with you soon.